Okay, we're just going to discuss cluster 3 AT7. Okay, this is fairly straightforward AT, and we want you to choose a current promotional campaign related to health promotion in Australia and answer the following in no more than 500 words. Okay, so it looks like you've got 5 questions here, so we're already thinking 100 words for each answer. All right. Okay, so we're going to give you a sample here, and students are not to use this sample when submitting their answers. Okay, what is the health issue at the heart of the campaign? So here your answers, some of the answers, so in saying that about 500 words, 100 per question, some answers may be shorter, but some answers may be longer, okay? But as long as it's overall 500 words, so some of these explaining parts might actually be longer than some of these might be just statements. So for example, question 1, what's the key issue? So a key campaign might be the SunSmart campaign, Slip, Slop, Slap. And the key issue is the prevention of consequences of excess UV exposure, skin cancer. Question number 2, what is the key message of the campaign? Okay, so the key message of the Slip, Slop, Slap campaign is that exposure to UV causes 99% of non-melanoma skin cancers. So this might require a bit of research and some statistics around your messaging, and 95 cancers. By reducing exposure, the risk is reduced. Slip on clothing, slop on sunscreen, slap on a hat, seek shade, slide on glasses. So this is where you might be able to explain more of the messaging. Okay. Question number 3, how is the message promoted? So is it television advertisements? Is it on, billboards? Is it on, so where do you actually see it? Is it just on television? Is it other areas? Is it on the internet? Is it pop-up? Is it a pop-up when you enter websites? Is it, so where are you finding it? How did you find out about it? And where do you see this campaign? Okay. Question number 4, other activities. So are there other promotional campaigns also conducted to promote the issue? Do they complement or work against your chosen campaign? Why or why not? So for sunscreen, so for the Slip, Slop, Slap, there are apps available to identify daily UV risk, educational materials, there's videos, there's posters, there's brochures and booklets. The message is customised for specific population groups such as outdoor workers, children, healthcare workers, multimedia campaign to change social norms around tanning. You could also discuss, so in relation to the SunSmart campaign, yes, there was a big push around tanning beds. And the use of tanning beds. So number 5, in your opinion, is the campaign effective? Why or why not? So this is where there'll be a lot more discussion and a lot more your word count will come into this. So it's basically your opinion of whether the campaign is effective. And you might use some statistics here that talks about, so for example, with SunSmart, what was the incidence of over a period of time? You might discuss the incidence of diagnosing skin cancer over a period of time and whether you think that's been effective. If I just go back to point 4, if you can't find any other promotional campaigns, because we're talking about health promotion in Australia, so if you've chosen something that you're finding it difficult to ascertain whether there's any other conflicting promotional campaigns around the topic that you've chosen, I would encourage you to look overseas, and perhaps you could have a little bit of a discussion about what you might have found about health promotion of that issue in other countries. And do they complement, are they looking at the health promotion issue you've raised? Are they looking at it from a different perspective? You know, that would be a really good discussion point of how other countries are tackling the same issue. And are their problems the same? For example, with UV exposure, is it as significant in the Northern Hemisphere as it is in the Southern Hemisphere? Again, you don't go over your word limit, but this is an area where we don't want you to put, what we don't want is for you to say, question 4, there are no other promotional campaigns that complement or conflict with my promotion. We don't want you to give me a non-answer answer. We want you to consider other things, okay? And that's it for AT7.